On August 25, 2022, Lance Brazelton spoke to the Rotary Club of New York, Club number 6, during an exclusive virtual event. Andreas Rungacher, who is the executive director for the Rotary Club of New York, was interested in Lance Brazelton speaking to their club on how they can implement mentoring strategies for their youth empowerment programs.
Okay. So since we're just about at noon, I call officially this meeting of the Rotary Club of New York to order. We are the Rotary Club, Club number 6, host club of America. Rotary International past president, Wilfred Wilkinson. Tremendous honor to have you once again here today. And very delighted to have Lance Brazelton here today, joining us from Huntsville. The connection with Lance came about through my good friend, Debbie Dreyer, who is the executive director of the Rotary Club of Huntsville. And I know her for quite some years, and Lance is also a friend of her.
Lance Brazelton is the star student of the Huntsville Rotary Club's Strive Mentoring Program, as well as the face of their Centennial Project, and is the first speaker booked to talk to their students every year.
And I would like now to give you a brief overview on Lance Brazelton, who is a 24-year-old award-winning author, publisher, illustrator, film producer, and international speaker. In 2015, Lance was recruited as a writer, reporter, and audio operator behind the scenes for the Tournament of Roses Parade and Rose Ball game in Pasadena, California. In spring 2015, Lance mentored a group of high school students from both Huntsville City Schools and Madison County Schools. The classes were taught at Low Mill Arts and Entertainment in Huntsville, Alabama. He taught his students how to write scripts and conduct interviews for digital storytelling. In April 2016, Lance wrote, illustrated, and self-published his first book titled What Daddy Didn't Know: Letters of a Fatherless Child. It serves as a memoir of his childhood, detailing how he overcame childhood trauma and became a successful individual while on the verge of becoming a statistic. In May 2017, What Daddy Didn't Know won the gold medal in the 11th Annual National Indie Excellence Awards in the category for autobiography. In July 2017, Lance's speaking career gained international recognition when he presented his speech, Sacrifices of a Single Parent, at the 58th Parents Without Partners International Convention in Lexington, Kentucky. At the beginning of 2018, Lance's writing and original artwork was featured in Alabama's Best Emerging Poets, an anthology by C Publishing House that recognizes the best upcoming writers across the United States. Lance has established a professional career and continues to strive for excellence in all his endeavors. Let us give a very warm Rotary welcome to Lance now. Lance, you have the floor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. I want to first off start off, I get very emotional when I hear my bio being read. You know, you get in the momentum of trying to do things and accomplish things, and you don't really stop and think about how far you've really come until somebody points it out to you.
Lance Brazelton shared his mentoring experience with the Rotary Club of New York and showcased his new virtual school, as well as the work he's doing with multi-million-dollar companies that serves as the result of what the mentoring program planted into his life at a young age.
To a specific community to where it's kind of like a self-evaluative exercise, but at the same time, articulating your story through the transparency of this as an example. The story literally transforms into something that's different for literally every single individual in the world who looks at it.
Lance, thank you so much, first of all, for this very, very powerful presentation. I didn't miss even one word. I was totally captured by it. So thank you very much. We will give the privilege of the first question to our president, Levent. Levent, go right ahead.
Lance, first, thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful presentation. You went into a little bit where you see this expanding to specific, custom cater to different neighborhoods. Is this something that you would consider also going worldwide, just out of curiosity?
Oh man, I love that question. Let me tell you why. It is something that I look forward to doing worldwide, and it's definitely in the blueprint. Once it's established the way I see it in my head, basically duplicating it and translating it. Because I got all types of I have all types of software and things of that nature. I got softwares that'll translate something and read it back to you in that language. So having things like that, taking it worldwide is definitely something that's in my blueprint. Man, it's nothing that's more powerful than translating something. A lot of people don't even realize a lot of popular stuff in America was actually written in another language. This is an interesting fact. You take the Bible, for example. If you look at the statistics, the Bible is the most sold book of all time. It's the most sold book of all time. But what's interesting is the Old Testament was originally written in Hebrew and the New Testament was originally written in Greek. But you look at how we study it, we only look at it from the perspective of this is what it says, or this is the translation that we read growing up, or things of that nature. We have this identity of it to where it's like, this is what we know it as. But when you go deeper into it and you look at the translations of where it came from, you start to notice things that you wouldn't even notice if you didn't think to yourselves, look into what's being said about the original translations. A prime example of that, one of the commandments, you take one of the commandments, for example. A lot of soldiers struggle with this one. The one that says, thou shalt not kill. A lot of soldiers struggle with that. Now watch this. They struggle with it because they grew up looking at it from that perspective. But the original translation does not say thou shalt not kill. The original translation says thou shalt not murder. It's a completely, you can see how it's a completely different shift in mindset when you look at why something was translated. So man, the thought of, taking everything worldwide and having a system to where, we're translating it in other languages to maximize the impact in places we might not ever go, it's going to definitely be a dream come true. But I feel we have the resources to get it done. And I just can't wait to get to that point, because that point that you raised a question about, that's the moment to where it'll be a dream come true. Everything else before that is kind of like, we know we can just put some money behind something and market it to people who speaks our language. Anybody can do target marketing with SEO and things of that nature, but everybody can't translate something they're already doing with SEO into another language and have that same impact. So that's where the question comes in. And yeah, you might have something that's interesting, but is it relevant to the entire world? So that's definitely going to be in the works.
Thanks, Lance. That's awesome. I want to pass the word to our Irish friend, Frank Bannister. I knew he would have a question for you. I was certain of it, actually.
Thank you, Andreas. It's actually more an observation in response to Lance's comments about language. I suspect it resonates quite differently in Turkey and Italy than in Berlin, possibly. So I think what you're doing is wonderful. I think it's superb. I hadn't heard of you before, and I know quite a bit about you from having looked you up. That's just an observation rather than a question.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. How you're able to point that out to me, like there's going to have to be people around who are a part of it, literally for each specific culture. Outside looking in, it might look like, it's just a simple translation operation. But then it'll turn into something to where it's like we're really seeing how we can provide some good resources, for these specific parts. So I mean, I love that feedback, man. I love it.
Thanks, Lance. Lance actually has shared with me that he has never been in New York, so we surely hope to welcome him soon in this beautiful city as well. Does anybody still have a question anywhere in the world? Turkey, Germany? All right. Levin, would you like to say a few words? Maybe things we discussed or anything?
Lance, I'd like to thank you again for this wonderful presentation. We look forward to receiving you in New York.
Oh,
And I look forward to seeing your future endeavors, and do come and visit us again.
yes.
This is something wonderful that we'd like to build on. And thank you so much. And thank you for everyone for joining today. We're honored to have you guys.
If you're interested in working with Lance Brazelton, you're not just booking a motivational speaker. You're booking an experience that your audience will remember. You can book Lance Brazelton for your upcoming events by submitting a request on lancebrazelton.com.